Hey, I'm Jeff Knoch, owner and pitmaster at Jeff's Texas Style Barbecue in Marysville, Washington, and this is Barbecue with Jeff.
Raise another pig, raise another pig. We can almost make it to Wednesday if we raise another pig.
Today I'm on my back patio. It's raining, not unusual for Washington State, and we're going to be cooking up some pork loin back ribs. We're going to be using the Weber propane grill to do this. We're going to set it up for offset cooking. I'm going to show you how to rub it, prep it, trim it, take the membrane off, get it ready to go on there. We're also going to use a little smoke generator by Amazing Smoker Products to put a little smoke on them as well. And then we're going to see how that goes from there. All right, hope you enjoy.
If we raise another pig.
The first thing we're going to do is just kind of trim it up a little bit, take some of these little end pieces off that are sticking out, little thin pieces we know they're going to burn. Just kind of check out the shape of these ribs. They're looking really pretty clean actually, so not going to have to do a lot of trim with that. Next we're going to take this membrane on the bottom off. Now the membrane is what protects the muscles and bones and whatnot from the internal organs. So we're going to use a paper towel here, kind of grab a hold of it. If we're lucky, it'll pull off all in one shot. And we're pretty lucky, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest of these ribs, and then we'll start seasoning.
When it comes to health care, raise another.
Okay, we got them pretty well trimmed up now, so we're going to hit them with just a little bit of seasoning. We're going to go with some kosher salt. You can be a little liberal on the top. On the bottom, maybe not so much. We're going to hit it with some black pepper. I like to use coarse black pepper. And I don't like to mix my seasonings up in advance and put them all in one shaker. I want to be able to see how much salt I'm actually getting on there, how much pepper I'm actually getting on there. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to guess about that stuff. I'm going to use my eyes and use my hands a lot, and you'll hear me say that quite a few more times during this video. I feel like the best way to cook is using your eyes and using your hands rather than counting on time or temperature and stuff like that. I think pork loves granulated garlic, so we're going to hit it with a little bit of this as well. Just a nice little even coat. We don't really want to overdo it. We are going to glaze these things later, so that's pretty much what you're looking for. You can go a little heavier, you can go a little lighter, you can kind of do whatever you want, but that's going to be perfect for me right there. Alright, we got the ribs all rubbed up. We got the rub on the top and the bottom. I didn't show you that earlier, but we've got that going on. I've got my Weber propane grill, which is just a Weber Genesis special edition grill. Not that fancy, just one of those good, you can kind of use it all the time grills. I've got a little Amazing pellet smoker tray. I'm going to try and show you what that looks like in here. I'm just going to set it up here on this top rack. You fill it up with pellets in the top. You light one end, creates a little bit of smoke. The smoke's going to get into the meat. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm using Bear Mountain barbecue pellets. I'm using a sweet cherry pellet today. Cherry tends to give a nice sweet taste to pork and also gives it a beautiful mahogany color. So we're hoping to get that good mahogany color on this too. So we're going to load these guys up now. Now to get this grill regulated at 300 degrees, which is where we're cooking today, I'm using just the left burner. We're going to put the ribs over on the right hand side so that we're using offset cooking rather than radiant or direct fire cooking. So we're going to offset it from the heat source. It's going to act more like an oven, be more convective. It's going to cook it a little bit slower. It's going to make it taste great. It's going to be awesome. I went to pay my mortgage, raise another pig. The bank said there's a shortage, raise another pig. Sold the kids and I sold the car, kept the dog and the old guitar.
Wife ran off, but you can't get far. We can almost make it to Wednesday if we raise another pig. Raise another
So we've got about 2 hours or so before we're even going to look at these ribs. So I went ahead and whipped up a little glaze. Now what I did was I took some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce that was just hanging around in the fridge. Pretty much everybody has access to that. I added some crushed red pepper to it, watered it down a little bit with some hot water, whisked it up. It's a pretty thin glaze. This is what we're going to put on at least one rack of our ribs right before we take them off, and just give them a quick glaze. We'll set that glaze. And, the other racks, I don't know, maybe we'll use a different sauce on one, maybe we'll leave the other one without sauce. Kind of hard to tell at this point. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
If we raise another pig, raise another pig.
Okay, it's been about 2 hours now. We're going to take our first look at these ribs. Let's see what we've got. Smoke generator still making smoke. The ribs are taking on a really nice color. I don't know whether you can see that very well or not. We're crisping up a little bit on the bottom, but overall they're looking pretty good. They're still feeling pretty tight. We don't want to eat them yet. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this rack right here, just one rack, and we're going to wrap it in aluminum foil. So this is extra heavy duty aluminum foil. That would be Reynolds wrap aluminum foil. And we're just going to wrap them up. We're just going to do this one rack, and we're experimenting. It's going to be fun, don't worry. We're going to put this rack back on. We're going to leave the other two racks going just the way they are. They're looking good too. Not bad, not bad. So probably a couple more hours and then we'll check them again. Come back and see me soon.
The dentist sure made faces. Raise another pig. The poor kid's got to have
Okay,
braces.
it's been about 4.5 hours now. It's time to really look at these ribs and find out whether we've got the tenderness that we're looking for. So here we go. We've got 3 different versions of this now. We've got one that we left unwrapped and unsauced or unglazed. We've got one that we wrapped and we've got one that we glazed at this point. So we're going to check them all 3 out right now. Hold on a second. So here's the one that was left totally unwrapped, unglazed. You can see the bend in here. This is nice and tender. I'm feeling that. This rack of ribs is done. It's going to be delicious. Let's check out the ones that we glazed. So the glaze, as we know, we put a little water, Sweet Baby Ray's, and some pepper in there. Oh my goodness, look at that. They just fall right apart. Those are looking really good. Let's check out the ones that we put in the aluminum foil.
We can almost make it to Wednesday if we raise another pig. I went to pay my mortgage.
Oh my goodness. We may have overcooked these a little bit.
There's a shortage. Raise another pig.
They're kind of falling apart. I think we overcooked those with the crush. Bones are falling out. It's delicious though. So I got 3 different versions that we're doing here, right? Totally unwrapped, unglazed, unsauced. We've got the sauced version right here. And then we've got this version that we wrapped up in the foil. Now, we probably could have cooked these a little bit less. They're pretty much fall off the bone at this point, which is not ideal. A little bit mushy right here, but looking pretty good and obviously tasting pretty good. So let's get into the cut. Let's cut the rack that we think is the best done. All right, so we've got oh, these are turning out really, really good. Okay. Oh, overdone maybe. Okay. So they're kind of falling apart a little bit. Got a little bit of a smoke ring. You probably can't see that. The bark is excellent on the outside. I think these are going to be very moist. Going to be very delicious. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this. It's all about the baby back ribs today. Cheers to you. Happy 4th of July. Let's make it a memorable one for 2020, and cheers going forward. Okay.
Dentist sure made faces, raised another pig.
You want some?
Kids got
Yeah.
to have braces, we'll raise another pig. This grocery bag is lighter than air. I bought the bus or they raised the fare. Great big holes in my underwear. We can almost make it to Wednesday if we raise another pig. Raise another pig.